guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to show you guys how to make my wigs by sewing machine. So I'm using a mesh dome cap and I'm placing it onto my mannequin head. Today I'm going to be using a 5x5 body wave leash closure from my hair company, Snatched by Geonoir. So now I'm going to place it onto the dome cap as evenly as possible, because later in the video you'll see how it was kind of off track, but it still came out perfect. And I'm going to pin down the back. Make sure everything is flat. And now I'm just going to tie up the hair to get it out of the way. So I'm pinning down the back, stretch it out as much as possible, but I don't want to overstretch it. You see how that looks there. So here's my needle and thread, and I'm just sewing over, and I'm going to double loop each stitch, and I just repeat that process all the way around the closure. So at the end I cut off the excess string and I tie it about 3 to 4 times and cut off that extra string. So now I'm taking my fabric chalk and I'm going to draw a line for each track that I'm going to sew onto the wig. I typically do about 7 to 10 depending on how much room that I have on my wig head, but because the closure is so big, I think we're going to do about 7 to 8. So now I'm drawing my last line, and this is how your line should look. So here's my first bundle. I'm going to double weft it. So you see how I have it folded right here? So I'm using a zigzag pattern, the number 4 on my sewing machine. I will insert a clip of that, and I also back stitch. By the way, I am using upholstery thread, nylon in black. It's heavy duty and it's perfect for wig making. And I'm just going to keep pushing my tracks close together to make sure that each track gets stitched together. Now that I'm at the end, I'm going to back stitch that as well. Once I'm done with that, I'm going to cut off the excess string. And here's what your stitches should look like. Very clean, and each track is connected. So now I'm going to sew each track onto the lines that I drew onto the wig cap. When I start off, I do double stitch about 3 to 4 times, and I proceed to go to the end of the wig and I do the exact same thing there, just to make sure each track is secure, because you do not want those things to come out. And that's how it should look, inside and out. Seamless. And I just complete the same process until I get to the top. Also, you want to make sure that you do not stretch the cap while you sew. It will make it very lumpy, so you just want to make sure everything just guides smoothly through without any tension. Now that we're at the top of the wig, you want to make sure that you sew as close as possible to your closure or frontal. You do not want any gaps. You want the closure and the hair to lay flat. Now that your wig is completed, this is how it should look. And to finish things up, I'm going to add a comb in the back. I do the same stitch on the combs as I do on the tracks. I just double stitch the ends about 2 times, and then I go across 1 time and double stitch the end of that. What it should look like. Now that all of that is done, we're going to cut out the extra wig cap that is underneath the lace closure. Here's how it should look once that is done. And that completes the wig tutorial. Please stay tuned for part 2. Part 2, I'm going to show you guys how I bleach, plug, and style my wig. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you in my next video. Bye!